Hello. They say the quality of our lives is determined by the quality of the choices that we make. Well, I couldn't agree anymore. My name is Lauli Bitoye, and I'd like to talk about choices. It's easy for us to think that the choices that shape our lives are those seemingly humongous, life-changing or life-threatening choices we have to make. But I beg to differ. It's not just the choice of the school to study or the person to spend the rest of their life with or the school to attend that actually shapes our lives. Absolutely not. Yeah, they do play a part. But there are those tiny, insignificant choices that we make on a daily basis that also add up to it. From the choice of food, from the kind of clothing, to the kind of people we associate with, to the kind of books we read, to the kind of words that we even choose to use in our conversations. These are tiny, seemingly unimportant, unconscious choices that we make that actually do shape our lives. Let's go a little bit to the food we eat. Now, of course, you have your best meals. You have meals that you love eating the most, meals that make you happy. But then, those choices of the kind of food you eat also go a long way. Are they adding to, of course, gaining body weight or losing body weight? Are they helping you stay healthy, or they're actually deteriorating your health? It may seem inconsequential when you have to determine if you want to stay friends, not even a relationship now, because that seems important, but a friend. You guys just had a fallout and you're wondering if you should actually apologize or not, if you should actually stay or not, if you should actually hang on, if you should try to mend things. Yes, the person may not be your life partner. The person may not even be in your view. But choosing to apologize or not also go a long way, because you will form an ideology in that person's mind, one way or the other, whether you apologize or not. We make choices every day. You're probably sitting down right now on a chair. You actually made a choice to sit. Or you're driving right now. Subconsciously, you made a choice to drive or not to drive. Whatever thing we find ourselves doing, there is a part of our mind that has automatically picked that set of instructions that we're actually doing and not the other. And for those of us who believe in sci-fi, there's probably an alternate universe or an alternate reality where you took the exact opposite of that decision you are doing right now. So there's a parallel reality where it's the opposite that is happening and your life is turning out in a completely different way. But anyway, let's stay in this reality. The choices we make, those choices, even in the simplest of them, affect our lives, affect the direction of our lives. All it takes is for you to decide to stay 5 more minutes in bed and you could lose that big contract. All it takes is for you to decide not to apologize and you could lose the next big contract coming your way. All it's going to take is for you to decide to wear another pair of outfits to the one you were supposed to wear and you could lose your life partner. Anything. We make these choices every single day. But how many of them do we actually make consciously? How many of them do we make knowing fully well that we are making a choice? But then, because we have no control over our future, we don't know what the next second holds. So it is very difficult to know if it is the right or the wrong choice. How do you decide between 2 good guys or 2 good ladies who to spend the rest of your life with? You do not know. You just have to trust. You just have to believe that you're making the right choice. How do you know the chair you're sitting on is not going to fall? You do not know. You can test, you can check. How do you not know that it's not going to collapse under your weight? You can only try. You can sit, but then how do you know nature is not going to actually take its course? We do not know. We do not have any control over the next reality. But the best we can do is to make our choices consciously and be willing to own up to it, be willing to accept it, knowing that whatsoever reality comes as a result of our choices, we will be willing to take responsibility for it. Hence, if I would divert a little bit, I do not believe there are any illegitimate children or any bastard children. We only have illegitimate parents. Because if you made a choice to actually have premarital sex or unprotected sex at that, you will have a baby if the situations are right, if nature isn't about it. But you made the choice, so it wasn't a mistake. What did you expect was going to happen? She was going to probably give birth to a papa. Really? So, we make choices. We may not know whether they're good or bad sometimes, but we just have to be willing to accept whatever reality comes as a result of those choices. So what are the choices you are making? In your relationship, in your business, in your family, in your daily lives, in your health, in your academics? What are those choices you are making? They may be good, they may be bad. No one is to be the judge, but you yourself. But the main question I'm going to ask is, are you fully aware of those choices? And are you willing to take up the responsibility for the reality that comes as a result of those choices you're making? So I ask you today to wake up. Wake up to those choices. Wake up to the responsibilities that comes with making choices. And if you decide not to make choices, that is also a choice because you decided to either make a choice or not make a choice. So, in it, we're in an infinite set of making choices, and that actually does guide how our life turns out. Because once you make that choice, you never know what would have happened if you didn't make the choice. Once you pick A, you never know what would have happened if you pick B. If you pick C, you never know what would have happened if you had picked Z. So, make your choices consciously. Decide what you eat consciously. Decide what you wear consciously. Decide where you go consciously. And ultimately, you realize you're beginning to live deliberately. So, live a life of deliberacy, and I can assure you, you would begin to feel fulfilled. We will make choices because they're the only